Weirdest food combination that you secretly love but others might find strange.
Boy, this one's probably no one ever's tried but me, so.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back for T5 with T5. We're being local business owners, community champions, and all around amazing individuals on to learn about them, their stories, their business in a quick and effective way. We certainly have a community champion on the podcast today, and it is my honor to welcome Mr. Will Bradley from Bradley and Bradley Real Estate. As always, we're going to start the clock with 5 rapid fire questions for our guest, and then we will get into our show. Mr. Bradley, you ready to go?
I'm ready. Hit me with it, baby.
All right, number one, right off the bat. If you could swap lives with anyone for a day, who would it be and why?
I wouldn't do it.
Wouldn't do it. I like that.
No,
Tell me more.
never.
Tell me
I
more.
have the best life I can have. I don't
Mm,
know. There's no one I'd have to miss my kids for a day, my wife for a day, my life, my friends. I wouldn't do that.
what a fantastic answer. That is fantastic. We're gonna stop
It
the
would
show right
cost
there.
it would cost someone a lot of money to live me for a day. That's how I
We're
feel
gonna jump
about
into
that.
that. Question number two. The funniest or most unexpected thing that you have ever encountered while showing a property. Yeah. The PG show again. Just a reminder, this is a PG show.
One time, this was, I would say, unexpected. I can't remember anything particularly funny, but we go into a house. I'm showing my buddy, and it's a 4 unit, and there's a guy in there in a rough part of Utica cooking something that I can't quite identify the smell of. But he's a rather large person. He's just in his underwear, and he's very casual about it. And he's just like, "Yeah, guys, have a look around." That was not something we expected to find when we opened the door.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, question number three. You have the opportunity tomorrow to give a TED talk on something that you're passionate about outside of work, outside of real estate. What's the topic?
I would say it'd be really tough between either like working on yourself or like self-improvement type talk or kids and family, marriage, that kind of thing. I'd probably I've always had this idea. It was instilled by this guy I worked construction with named Bob Hutchins of like full contact fatherhood. So that might be the TED Talk name, full contact fatherhood, and like being super involved in your kids' lives.
Which you do a fantastic job at, by the way, you and your beautiful wife, Melanie.
Thank you.
Question number four. Weirdest food combination that you secretly love but others might find strange.
Boy, I this one's probably no one ever's tried but me. So I like to take Triscuits, dip them in this horseradish cheddar cheese spread, and then put this street corn dip on them from Aldi's.
That's a lot. There's a lot of steps there. We're gonna have
I
to
like
slow that
this.
one down. We're gonna have to
We
slow that
go
one
to
down
get
for
lunch.
listeners.
I'm getting a lot of dips and sides to
Since we're
try
ahead on
things.
our time here in our 5 questions in the first 5 minutes, tell them the other
Okay.
combination that you like at a restaurant that we enjoy together.
Which the
Which one?
Rick's.
Yeah.
Rick's. Yeah. So I have I used to get a cheeseburger and a chicken sandwich and combine them, but then I just realized they're using the chicken tenders. So now I get a cheeseburger and I will put the chicken tenders on there, and sometimes I'll put the cheese fries in with all that and some honey mustard.
And that's at Rick's Famous.
Yeah, that's my Rick's Famous order.
That's called the Will Bradley. Question
Yep.
number five. What is the most important lesson that Will Bradley has learned in the past year, and how has it impacted your outlook on life?
This one I learned in the last month, so this is going to be a good one. I think it's very important to be honest with yourself about the things in life you don't want to take a look at and maybe you've been ignoring, and then to be super vulnerable with if you have a spouse, loved one, friends, family about whatever these things are. I don't think hiding behind some kind of suit of armor is actually that chivalrous.
Mm, interesting. I like that a lot. We survived the first 5 questions, the first 5 minutes. As you know, this is a quick show, right to the point. It's going to be hard. I thought about this morning on the way in. We got 10 minutes to try to learn more about Will Bradley. That is going to be challenging.
We
Talk,
do
talk
more
to
after
us.
this? I thought it was just the first
Oh,
five
no, we
questions.
got about 10 minutes and
All
we're going to
right.
dive right into Will Bradley. Tell us who
Okay.
I'm watching this right now, and I've never met Will Bradley before. Tell me about him.
Born and raised in Barneveld, New York. Went to Holland Patton High School. Graduated there. Went to Morrisville. Graduated there. I've been fired from every job I've ever had, which is probably why I'm self-employed. But I did get rehired at least by both my parents when they fired me. Um, then after that, worked construction for about 15 years before coming on as a real estate agent with my mom's brokerage.
And that's a very quick point of the story, but since we're friends, I know most of the in-betweens of that. One question I want to ask for you is if there's
Yeah.
somebody listening to this that's young in their career and maybe like, man, I don't know what I want to do and I don't know, what I want, who I want to be and all of these things. What I love about your story and to your point that you've already talked to us about in the short couple minutes is like your experiences has brought you where you are now. Right. I was fired from almost every job. That's why I'm self-employed and we can get into all that. But for this person that's like, man, this first job, I got to find exactly what I'm doing with my life or
Yeah.
all of that pressure. What would you tell that person?
I think you need to find yourself before you worry about finding the perfect job. The perfect job will come once you've at least started going in a direction that is authentic to who you are. I think that's probably the most important thing. I'd say first, if you're graduating high school or college or maybe starting over in your career in life, I would say think about who you really want to be in this life, like what's important to you, what are your values, what do you want your time on this earth to be, and then move towards something you enjoy. People say chase passion, chase love. I would say dabble a little bit in some things you enjoy. Find out not every hobby should be a job. That's something I've learned. Uh, but some jobs you can really fall into love with. So, but you're gonna have to love yourself first to do that before you can love anything else. So, figuring that number one thing out and then going from there, building on that would be my recommendation.
One of the biggest realizations I've had in my life in the last couple of years of career changes and, life changes and things is that you have to appreciate things that you're going through at a certain time of what they're going to do to help you in the future. The experiences that you go through in your own life are going to help you build and navigate through different things that might happen, right? And that
I yeah.
you have to go through those experiences or else you're never going to know what they're like and you're never going to know what those next steps could look like for yourself. And I mean, you were in construction, you went into real estate, like that, the big changes there, but like the experiences that you had in your young career and growing into the fine looking, sharp young adult that you are now have
I
helped
you
you
know I always say the
in
cloudy
time.
days make me appreciate the sunny ones a whole lot more.
Mm. Expand on that.
I've heard stories. If you live in California and it's 70 and sunny every day, you take the weather for granted. We live in central New York where it's a wide variety of weather, and you can tell when it's a nice sunny day, people here really appreciate it, and there is a noticeable difference in the mood. And I would say you can appreciate both days, and I think it's important to appreciate that cloudy day, knowing that the sun's still out there and it's coming, and when it does, boy, it's just going to be beautiful.
Hmm. Well, let me ask you a question. What does community mean to you?
When you say mean to me, like,
I want you to take it from there. What does community mean to you?
boy, I think in our area particularly, because this is one I really have experience in, I would say like a really big extended family.
Yeah,
That's how I would sum that up. You help each other, you love each other. This is a very giving, kind place, I think.
yeah,
It
yeah.
used to get a bad rap, but boy, not so much anymore. A lot of people are coming here and they're being welcomed with open arms, and I love that.
Well,
I
let's
love
talk
this
about that.
community.
Let's pivot to the everyday role of Will Bradley. Bradley and Bradley, tell us about that. What's going on? What's exciting? What we should know about?
Interest rates have come down a little bit, so that's good. You should know that. You should also know that housing inventory supply is still pretty low. It's still a competitive market. Um, and that pretty much That pretty much sums up our market. Not a lot of houses. Luckily, interest rates have dropped a little. We're growing. We're growing a lot. I think I heard out of with the community foundation. I heard they said the fastest growing part of our population is millennials, and it's just exploded since COVID. You know,
Mhm.
work remote has totally changed the Mohawk Valley landscape because you can live here, and I've talked to guys from India who moved here, love it here because we have seasons, because we have such a wide variety of topography, because there's things to do in all the seasons, because we're close to New York City, we're not far from Canada, the Great Lakes are a few hours away, and not to mention just all the beauty on our doorstep.
Yeah. Tell us about Bradley and Bradley Real Estate specifically. What should we know about the company, the history? How long have you been with them?
Family owned and operated independent real estate company. We're not a part of any large franchise. So when you deal with us, you're dealing with people who were born here, raised here, spend all our money here pretty much. And we love it here. We love it here. And we love helping people when it comes to their biggest purchase in their life. For most people, it'll be the biggest purchase of their life or the biggest sale of their life. And we truly enjoy helping people through that.
What's it been looking like for new clients with you? Is it a lot still? I know when we talked in the past, a lot of people moving in from out of the area. Is there still a lot of that buzz going on? And
Still a
what's your
lot of
favorite part
that.
about working with those clients?
Educating them on this area is my favorite thing. We have a nice packet we send out of like I just had some people relocate back from Colorado. The wife is from Colorado. He's from here, but he's been gone like a decade. And if you've been gone from Mohawk Valley for a decade, it doesn't look the same. It doesn't feel the same.
Sure.
It's not the same place it was when you left. I love the saying it's always the same river, but it's always different water running through it. And the water, used to be a little stream going through the Utica area, and now it's like a roaring brook going through. We have the brand new hospital, all these restaurants. Things have changed a lot, and it's continuing to change. There's so many more events, and I love educating them about this, and I love teaching them about how big of a food city this is. I saw, I think, a Facebook poll once where Utica took third for like best city to get food in New York State, which I don't believe Buffalo really beat us. I think that was rigged, but it is what it is. I can understand New York City beating us, but I think pound for pound, if you're looking at how many great restaurants you can get to in walking distance, Utica's pretty strong. And it's also the other thing I like educating people about is how big of a melting pot this city is. It's been since it was started. It was started by different immigrants from different parts of the world, and now I think I forget if it was Germans or Polish or Irish who was here first, but it's just developed since there, and we have people from all over the world now in one place, and I
Mhm.
love that.
We had a Rotary social hour last week, and there was a couple that joined us that moved there 3 days prior to the social hour. Moved to Utica. He was a emergency room physician hired at the Win, and he moved there. And one of our members happened to be his neighbor at Deerfield Place. They got a place at Deerfield Place while they were testing the area out and all of that. And he said to like somebody, "Well, I don't start work for 2 weeks. What should I do?" And it was so funny because people just swarmed him like, "Have you heard of the Adirondacks? Have you done this? Like, you can take the train to the city. Have you been?" They were from, I think, Chicago, never been in this area. He's asking like, "When does it start getting cold? When does it snow?" And it's like there was so much. I sat back and I'm like, wow, that's kind of impressive because this guy's like, "Tell me what I should do," and it's like, do this, go here, and it's like, well, your 2 weeks are full. You know?
I couldn't agree more. I see a lot of that, and it's one of those things where I tell people, especially when they're moving the first time, get ready because summer's going to tire you out.
Yeah, yeah,
People here in the summer, they really get after it, and you almost need the fall to come to slow down a little bit through winter.
yeah.
But then winter gets very busy.
Right. There's plenty to do in all 4 seasons. Well, we're going to look to wrap this up. We got about a minute left, and I want to give you an opportunity. Tell us more about Bradley and Bradley and just the real estate work that you do for somebody who may be listening to this that has never bought a home and they're looking to buy a home, or maybe they're looking to buy their 10th home. What should they know? Maybe what's some stuff specific in this area? How can you help? All of that.
I would say the first thing is reach out so I can find out what your situation is, because a lot of these people, everyone's going through something different or selling or buying for a different reason. So first off, it's the why, finding out what your why is as a client, and then trying to match you with the best course of action from there, because it's all pretty individualized. And again, I would just say we're here to help.
Love it. How can they get in touch with you? And and
Uh,
and and make sure everybody before Will pitches this, your social media is fantastic. You guys do an incredible job. I know
Thank
your
you.
wife manages that and does a fantastic job. Make sure to check out their social media because they do a great job of just highlighting the area. And what I love about it, Will, is there's never going to be a post that's like, call Will Bradley because I'm the best person to buy or sell the house. Call us today. It's opening to the area. It's what you guys are doing, how you're a family run agency there, and it's all fantastic. So I just wanted to say that. But tell people how they can follow along, where they can find you with all that good stuff.
Well, thank you, Steve. That really means a lot to me coming from you. They can hit us up on Facebook, Bradley and Bradley Real Estate. We're on Instagram. They can find me on both, or they can email me, will at bradleyandbradleyrealestate.com.
Fantastic. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed this engaging conversation with the one and only Mr. Will Bradley. Make sure to follow him. Like I said, they got some fantastic stuff. Super excited to see all the growth and everything, Will. It's been so fun to watch. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page at T5 Insurance and do us a favor and share the show there. But until next time, remember the power of connection and learning from one another is what makes our community thrive. But most importantly, remember to make an impact in someone's life today, even if that's your own. Stephen Turnbull from T5 Insurance. We'll see you next week. Take care.